Be with you in a couple of minutes, guys. There we go. There we go. Nice little timing. Here we go. Is my webcam working? No, there it is. Thank fuck for that. I mean, thank F for that. You didn't hear that. I need a beat machine. Hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble. Plane Spotting Mike. I'm going to be seeing Plane Spotting Mike tomorrow with a couple of other chaps. And going for some well-deserved aviation photography. Gonna go and see the 757 depart at Liverpool Airport in real life tomorrow. It turns out it's actually the National Geographic 757, which is fantastic. Can't wait for that. But yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? Tonight, we've got the first of another Orbx scenery. So we've done quite a few, haven't we? I say quite a few. We were at, where were we the other day? We were at St. Simons Island over in Georgia in the States. And now we are over in Norway to check out. This actually only released on, I think it was Saturday for Orbx, I think, because obviously they're based over in Australia. I think they are anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. And this came out sort of, for us, it was between Friday and Saturday night, so it's still quite fresh. Tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at the Orbx Mount Isa. It's actually Isa. I think they say Isa, not Isa. So not Isa as in the bank, but Isa. So we're looking at Mount Isa by Orbx tomorrow. Another giveaway today, another giveaway tomorrow. Got a copy of Oslo, got a copy of Mount Isa. Obviously, two different sides of the spectrum. Oslo, dual runway, quite a big airport. Mount Isa over in sort of the outback, kind of northeast of, yeah, I'd say northeast quadrant of the Australian map. And very much a totally different landscape to what we're seeing here in Norway. Storm, you're gonna make me do this again, aren't you? Storm Horgen. Good to see you. Hey, Rodessa, good to see you. Paolo, good to see you. I'm smashing it. Can't wait to catch you tomorrow. It's Boss of Season 5-7 parked up. Yeah, the photos you took were absolutely incredible, mate. The side-on shot in particular was really, really nice and clear, and you could see the 75 parked up there at Liverpool, and obviously 757s over in the UK and Europe are getting rare as there is. You know, we're seeing less and less at Manchester. We only see the Iceland there every so often at Manchester. It just so happens that we got one at Liverpool today in real life, and it wasn't just an Iceland there 757. It was actually the National Geographic livery, which is even better. So, yeah, hopefully get to see that tomorrow. The week after, we've got Turkish Airlines 777 into Liverpool as well. Insane. Insane. So, yeah, we don't have to go and see some big planes over in Manchester. We can just stick with our local airport. Anyway, I don't know about the 777 though. I might miss it because I'll be babysitting on the Tuesday, so I'm going to have to try and catch it if it comes back or goes out again. Kev, good to see you, mate. Thank you so much for coming in. So today we're looking at Oslo. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to say it wrong, as I normally do. Is it Gardermoen? Gardermoen. I'm sure there's an actual proper way to pronounce it, but we're looking at Oslo Airport. This is the 2024 update, guys. So this is an airport that was available. Let me just flick it over to the flight sim screen. There we go. This was an airport that was available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. As I say, Orbx Friday, Saturday released the 2024 version, and I've had a quick look around it. Admittedly, this one again, I've had a bit of more of a look around while getting the thumbnail picture. It's really nice. It is really nice. So again, this is from one of the indie developers. This one's from Finn Hansen, but I will just say Jakob Lukaszewski is also credited on this for doing the groundwork, sort of, I guess, the ground texture and some. So basically, Finn and Jakob were the main two guys on this project. I will have to say that because I know Jacob's name wasn't in the thumbnail, so I do apologize. I know Finn's I did put in the thumbnail. We're going to have a good look around. I'm actually in the Honda Jet, so again, the updated version of the Honda Jet. I'm going to attempt to try and get in on ILS on, I think, 01 left, but I tried it before on 01, I think 01 right, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, please bear with me. I'm not going from airport to airport. I've just started near the city of Oslo, and we'll try and make an approach in, and again try our best to get the little Honda Jet down to the ground. 01 left, 01 right, 110. I think I'm on 01. I think I'm on 01 left. The link for Oslo is in the stream description, of course. Same as always. Let's have a little look and see whether... I mean, it says it is... (11031). Okay, let's try that. Did that even go in? We'll see if it works. Have I got this paused? Is it on my... Yeah, we'll have a go. We'll try and get it down. Where are we, guys? I never seen the 777 at Liverpool. I don't think I have seen the A350, I think, at Liverpool. Get Outdoors, good evening. Vincent, good. How are you, mate? How do I enter the giveaway? So the giveaways on the channel, mate, are always just based on being active inside the chat, and you have just reminded me, to be fair. You've just reminded me. Basically, there is a giveaway today and tomorrow to win a copy of this airport. I've only got a copy on each, so nothing wild. If you do subscribe, you are given a better chance of winning a copy. Every subscriber gets a better chance, so please do consider subscribing. As I said on a couple of live shows, if you don't win this one, you could win another. If you are a subscriber, you do get a bit more of a chance. So do consider not sort of, unsubscribing. It's just obviously... It helps you guys possibly win a copy. If you come back into another giveaway, you're still subscribed, and you might find a video or live stream that interests you along the way as well. But just be active in the chat is all I can say, guys. Towards the end of the stream, when we're kind of closing it, after about an hour and a half, I'll tell you and say, please be active now. I'll show you if you're entered. You'll have a green tick next to your name. I'll bring Nightbox giveaway screen up on the screen, and I'll press enter, and someone will be drawn, and it's as simple as that, basically. So subscribe for a few months, of course. Like the stream, no problem, Vincent. Thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, it most likely, if you're not active all the way through the stream, that's fine. I will give you a chance to enter again, and make sure if you want to be entered, you are entered. So don't worry about entering the giveaway, guys, because some people like to just watch the stream and just obviously get on with it. So we're not far out from Oslo now. This is the Orbx update. It is also a free update, so if you own this for 2020, you can update for free right now. It is available now. We'll go through some of the cup of tea. We will go through some of the features and stuff like that. I'll tell you the price of it if you haven't got this already. But it was a nice little surprise just at the start of the weekend, and unfortunately, we have just had to cancel our Virgin Media that got installed. You know, 2 guys came and started drilling into the floor and the wall and did everything, and then another guy came and gave us the router last Saturday, and then it turns out that Virgin, in their almighty wisdom, didn't bother to do this thing called one touch service, where basically they will go off and tell BT it was that we've swapped with them, cancel the account, they pay anything that needs to be paid up to a certain amount, and then Virgin Media didn't bother to do that. So luckily yesterday we caught on and saw that BT is still running and still active and still being billed. So unfortunately we've had to cancel today. Luckily we're still in between the 14 days. So Virgin Media, you need to get a bit of a grip, because it was apart from the fact that you just didn't bother sorting BT out, everything else was seamless. It was a really good experience. Luckily BT have given us an offer to stay with them around the same price, and said we'll give you a minimum of 700 megabytes speed, which it's all good. It all worked out. My local is Copenhagen. A380 stuck there. We had a couple of A380s stuck in Manchester as well, mate. Obviously, all the Middle Eastern carriers. Things are starting to move now, obviously. Can't remember the last time I seen you, Brian. Jesus, mate, I don't know. It could have easily been a Southport air show time when we get the Red Arrows and the Typhoons in. It could have also been the Iberia, to be honest. We did technically see each other when you waved at me out of the window. When you were at the front door when we came back from Prague and we were going on the 81 or the 89 bus and we drove past your house, that might have technically been the last time we saw each other. But in terms of speaking to each other, sort of out on the mound or whatever, then it's most likely probably one of the air shows or the Iberia A330. We're probably a bit too low here, if I'm going to be totally honest, but I'm not too bothered. I just want to... we're at 1,000 feet, yeah, we're very low. There you go. You can see the tops of the trees, guys. Currently using Tobii Eye Tracker once again just to do the flight. It's been great. If you're not inside virtual reality, Tobii Eye Tracker is just the way to go. I need to tweak it a bit more, because when I'm looking down here, as you can see, I've got to kind of angle my eyes up a bit just to see things. But yeah, just a bit of tweaking needs to go on there. We are very, very low here. This is ridiculous. Did I have my vertical? I did have my vertical speed. We were actually going down to the ground. Oh God. You can tell I don't fly. Not these types of planes, anyway. The Vision Jet and the Honda Jet are ones I can pretty much start from cold and dark. See, this is why you don't fly with me. I think the last time I saw you was departing on your holiday, I think. Yeah. Yeah. What's this plane doing? What am I doing? Never mind the plane. Apologise, guys. You definitely don't want to be on this plane. Everyone's sick there. Look at that. Cushions full of sick. What am I doing? What's going on? I wish I was going to FS Weekend. I really wish I was. So what I would say, guys, is FS Weekend or FS Expo, because obviously FS Weekend, I would say, is the European version of FS Expo. Expo being over in the States. FS Weekend. What are you doing playing? So yeah, FS Expo. What are you doing, Aircraft? Sorry, guys. FS Expo over in the States, and then there's FS Weekend over in Lelystad or Lelystad in near to Amsterdam. Now, I want to try and get to. I'm gonna just fly this. FS Weekend is something I want to try and get to. Do you know what? There's the airport there. It has completely done me over here. There's the airport there. Why is it... That is completely off, isn't it? Yeah, completely off. Sorry, guys. FS Weekend, never fly. No, never fly with me. 2000. FS Weekend is in Amsterdam. Now, I want to try and do that in 2027. I won't be able to do it this year, obviously, because it's only in about 2 weeks. But yes, that is a goal for me and the channel for 2027 is to get over to FS Weekend. That said, it doesn't mean you're not going to see something of mine of FS Weekend. You might see something of mine at FS Weekend. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. I think I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, you will see me in spirit at FS Weekend. For sure. So, I'll be there. Sort of. Are you going to? Are you still enjoying them? Yeah, I am, Paolo. I'm doing that now, actually. I know the camera isn't facing them today, but yeah, I am using the honeycombs to manually land this Honda jet now instead of using autopilot. Yeah, 2027, I think for me is more, is easier. Also more doable. 100. Bit of a bounce there, but it's down. Probably couldn't have stopped that close, but or that fast. There's no traffic down here, guys. I just want to get in, and I'm just gonna park it anywhere. I'm not proud. We'll go next to the Turkish Airlines by the hangar over there. But yeah, FS Weekend is a goal and something I want to try and do for 2027 because I do love aviation fairs, and I'd absolutely love to go to a convention or a fair that is flight sim related. Definitely. And we'll see how that goes, but I will be there in some capacity for FS Weekend, guys, so do keep an eye on what that is before the end of March. So here are the hangars and the rows of Turkish airline. No, hang on, these are not Turkish Airlines. The Norwegian Airlines. Sorry, guys. I've got the Turkish Airlines 777 on my mind at the minute. And this is where you'll find the Honda jets down here. I know, Mike. I know. That's why I can't do it this year. But yeah, it is a goal of 2027 for Flight Sim Weekend. I don't know if we... See, I was able to click that the other day. I'm probably doing it wrong. It don't matter. It don't matter. I was able to do that the other day. Disconnect the... What are you doing? It is what it is. It is what it is. Leave me alone. Right, okay. You're just going to have to stay there. Do you know what? That's going to be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Listen to that. There we go. I cheated. Leave me alone. Right, guys. Let's have a look around this very, very, very nice airport. So this is the update for 2024. It's the Orbx Oslo Gardermoen. I've seen it quite a bit already. I have got a copy to give away, guys. Like I said, if you are familiar with the live streams, nearer towards the end of the stream, around 9:30, I would say, maybe 9 o'clock. We are only just on 8 o'clock. We are sort of you know, on schedule here more than usual, so we'll have a good look around this because, you know, it is quite a large airport. There's a lot to see. I'll try and do the outside, sort of around the runways, because this is basically, if you can envision Heathrow, your airport terminals and all the action is in the center, and then there is a couple of bits on the sort of surroundings of the runway. 2 runways, again, same as Heathrow, and then hangars, infrastructure like, you know, office buildings, more hangars, and then in the center over there you can see the massive control tower, and then the beautiful terminal. And yeah, this is, as I say, the updated version. Before we go ahead and have a little look around, I will just go ahead on the Orbx page, which is linked below, I think. I think you can grab this for £15.69, €18.05, or $20.91 US. So pretty much nearly $21. USD, euros, Great British pounds are estimates, obviously, with Orbx being over in Australia. The Australian is $29.99 Australian dollars. Again, this is an update for 2024. If you owned it on 2020, it is completely free. So if you're not aware and you've got this in your Orbx library from 2020, you can update it now. It comes with custom, basically the key features. This one is a bit tricky because I didn't have this in, sorry, I did have it in 2020, but I never actually used it or saw it in 2020. As far as key features go, the first one says custom updated photo reel. I don't know what the hell that means, but it sounds great. PBR 4K textures, interior modeling. Now, I don't know, and the person I speak to at Orbx wasn't also 100% on this. Apparently there was interior modeling for this in 2020, but I don't know if it was to the extent of what we've got now. There's 3 different animated jetways to match the real world, and by the way, the jet bridges on this, or the jetways in this airport, look fantastic. Some of the best I've seen, actually. Fully functioning VDGS. You're obviously required to download the Nool plugin. Animated traffic, pushback buses, and service vehicles. Now, guys, I need to double check on this, and if anyone has got this and knows a bit better, For me, animated traffic, pushback and buses and service vehicles imply to me that it's kind of like an Aerosoft / MK Studio situation where you'll see those vehicles moving around the airport. I haven't seen that happen. So the only other thing, and we will test it on the live stream, that I can think is that there is custom vehicles that will come and do the pushback and bring the passengers and service equipment that'll come if you just use the default not GSX basically, but just the default way of loading the plane and all that business. So it might be that rather than actually animated going around the airport, because I haven't actually seen that at all. So I can only imagine it is that, because underneath it just says custom GSE, so custom ground service equipment to match real world, which there is definitely. I've seen it. Optimized for day one, excellent performance. Groundwork by Jakub Lukaszewski and developed by Finn Hansen. What I will say is there's bits like this. So there's things around the sort of the outer perimeter of the runways that aren't to the level we've got in the middle. So if you did watch the live stream last night, or I think the other day rather, where we looked at the St. Simons Island Airport, where we had kind of this certain level of detail around the outside of the airport, but when we got in towards the center, we started getting more and more detail. I would say the same is kind of the same for this one. I feel like you'll see what I mean, but that's not to say it isn't a brilliant rendition. It's really, really good. Stay tuned, guys, for the giveaway. Perfect, thank you, guys. What's everyone been at the weekend? Bear, I've been working there. I've been working there as a paramed. Okay, perfect. Mickey, good to see you, my friend. As I say, good to see everyone in the live stream, and thank you for coming in. As I say, towards the end of the live stream, there will be a copy to give away if you haven't already got this. If you've got this for 2020, please do not enter the giveaway, because it'll be absolutely pointless for yourself. You've already got this. This is already in your library. It's a free update. Let's have a look at some of the details now. This is what we do on a live stream. And the apron lights here are really nicely modeled. We've got the actual power box, although the text is mirrored. Very nicely done, I must admit. And like I said, I think surrounding the airport, especially on the sort of the outer edges of the runway, there is a you'll see when we get into the center of where the terminal is and the landside area, it's just incredible. Very, very nicely done. There's animated trains as well that run from the station. They look fantastic. They're really, really nice. You'll see like the ground, sort of the satellite imagery around here isn't the very, very best it could be. Also, this building looks slightly auto-genned, but also I don't think it is. It doesn't look like ones that we get in Flight Sim 2024. I love the Aerosoft version with the animated traffic. Yeah, so also I would say, guys, is there is, I think, 3 or 4 versions of this airport now. AG Sim, I think, do one, don't they? I think, and Aerosoft do the other version. Again, you guys will be the judge on what version you prefer, because I unfortunately cannot tell you whether the Aerosoft one is better, it looks better, or whatever. I just know when you are on the sim, you can buy other versions, Aerosoft, and I think it's AG Sim, I think it is, also do a version. And for me, I've said it for a couple of different developers who do airports and aircraft. For me, and I'll say if Indie Builds, I don't mind saying that, I do showcase a lot of Indie Build stuff. I prefer Indie Builds and Aerosoft scenery. That's just a personal thing. Indie Builds, A350, A340, all their other aircraft are fantastic. Obviously, I think I've only really seen good things about the A340-600 by Aerosoft. again, these are aircraft that I don't fly, so I can't give you a really really good idea of how good they actually are. But for me, I just prefer Aerosoft scenery and any build scenery. I think those guys do. Personally, I think they do scenery better than aircrafts, but that's just my opinion. There is also a free version. Yes, there is. You are right. You are right. There is a very good version of Oslo. Actually, the freeware is pretty nice. So this is the thing, guys. If you fly here, you've got many different options. You've also got an option just to keep it free and not buy. My tea's probably gone cold. You've got options. You can either pay, or you can go for something free, which actually isn't that bad, to be fair. Inside, you can buy a small coffee and a sandwich for 13 quid. And just to think, it's about £13 to buy this scenery. So yeah, custom approach lighting and lights, definitely, because basically I've got the enhanced lights by Flight Simulations installed, and if the airport is using default lights, the Flight Simulations enhanced lights will actually default to being used. If an aircraft is if an airport is using its own custom lighting, basically the Flight Simulations one won't interrupt it, and it'll basically just keep the custom lights in place. And these are definitely custom. These aren't Flight Simulation ones, which again is fantastic to see. Personally, I think it's quite easy for a developer just to leave something like that out. I mean, it's probably exactly the same in Liverpool Airport, to be fair. I think if you went to somewhere like a Zurich Airport, a Swiss airport, it might be in some more like the 30s or 40s. So as you can see, guys, there's actually a museum here, but it's very, very basically done. We've got some like sort of 2D textures on the buildings just to kind of replicate the hotel, and the museum's the same as well. Not too exactly sure what this museum is. It looks pretty good though. But yeah, I'm going to try and show you absolutely everything I can in and around the airport. But like I said, the quality of the buildings here definitely aren't the quality of the buildings over there. They're fantastic. The terminal is done so well. But I know some of you will have Aerosoft, some of you will have the free one, some of you will have the other version. So if you do have the other versions, guys, please do let me know. Be nice about it. You know, don't say one's trash, one blah, just, say whether one version is better than the other. And to be honest, it doesn't always just come down to visuals. It's whether, the ILS is done, the runways are right, the taxiways are marked up correctly, the jet bridges work. So what we'll do is we'll go around the outside all the way around until we get back over there, and we'll go along the sort of the roadway that connects the obviously the city and the surrounding areas to the airport. Again, the textures here, it's a nicely done. I'm not too sure why there's a door up there, but anyway. And it doesn't really look like a hangar to me, this, because there's doors there. The SAS Museum. World War II planes in there. Nice. Many versions of Oslo, but none of... we do have a couple of versions, but they might just be for 2020. I'm pretty sure I've seen them. Whether they're free, they might be the freeware versions. Usually, if you can't find payware, there is some kind of freeware version. And I know sometimes, obviously, you're not going to get the level of detail the same as payware, but you'll be surprised. I think some of the stuff that's coming over on FlightSim.to nowadays is sometimes people prefer having the freeware than the payware, because actually there's not much difference, and well, you've got to pay for payware, so yeah, Mike, there's a I forget the name of it. It's been to Manchester a couple of times actually. Yeah, there's an A340 there. Yeah, only the 300 though, but still it's an A340. This is the SAS. I think this must be. Is this the museum? I don't think it's the museum because it's literally right on the edge of the taxiway. Can't see any kind of perimeter fencing, kind of keeping the airport in. I always think, you guys will know, I say this quite a lot, but I always think perimeter fencing just adds that little bit more of a complete feel. Yeah, I've always had a thing about perimeter fences around airport sceneries. I just think it adds to the completeness and makes the airport feel a bit more, restricted as it should be. This building's floating, unfortunately. I feel like with 2024 there was just so many elevation issues with the airport. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily judge the airport from the buildings that you're seeing right now, guys, because like I said, the quality of the airport in the middle of Oslo is really, really nice. Oh, Vincent, okay. Sorry, it didn't say museum. I'm guessing it says the Norwegian. But I mean, what I'm trying to say, mate, is that I'm not disputing it. It's just that was right on the... It's like right on the edge of the... It might not be the airport. This might just still be round the edge of the airport. But because there's no perimeter fencing, it just looks like it's part of the airport. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's on the out road there, so it might not be part of the... I thought it was part of the airport, mate, that's all. Thompson, good to see you. To be honest with you, I'm not really fussed for the A340. Not much different to the 330. It's just an extra engine on each wing, isn't it, really? It looks exactly the same aircraft if you look at the fuselage. Yes, Thompson, we've got a few versions, haven't we? We've got a payware and we've got a freeware, and I think there might be 2 payware versions. But yeah, the freeware is good as well. There's absolutely one of our subscribers, Antonio. He has put me onto a lot of freeware Norwegian sceneries, and there's some great coverage. There's some great coverage for Norway for freeware, and they're really well done as well. This looks like actually looks like a Dash 8 1 or 200 without its propellers or wings. But again, I'm guessing that's the fire training aircraft. As we go round, we've got a couple of sort of radars and antennas, satellite sort of weather equipment. But not much else until we get round to the center. Let's have a little look at the lights here. Yeah, some more custom lights. Again, these aren't the flight simulations lights. These are fully custom. Nicely done, nicely done. And again, I actually don't know how different this is to the 2020 version. I don't know if this is more of a native build. I haven't had any more sort of information from Orbx about what exactly has been added, but for me, I think we're going to find like the jetways. I think the interior has been a bit more modeled, and obviously the custom ground vehicles. I do need to test that, guys. So I probably will grab the Phoenix and put it onto one of the stands or a couple of the stands, depending on how far we can get into it. This is quite nice. I think we saw it over before. It's kind of like it's a modelled bit of landscaping. So instead of doing any actual landscaping with the actual ground itself, they've just made, you know, a fake hill. You can actually see it here. Some kind of bunker. I don't know if Oslo used to be anything to do with military or still is. I also noticed this. Now, it does look like a turnaround point or somewhere where the aircraft can kind of hold if it's busy, but I've never seen one like this. I'll be honest, this is usually you'll have one sort of looping around the back like that you have at Dallas Fort Worth, and maybe sort of more of an extended bit here. But I'll be honest, guys, you'll be able to tell me probably better. I'm assuming this was, I don't know, to backtrack or hold, but it's very, very odd looking. If you know in the comments whether you're watching now or you're re-watching the stream, let me know what this is used for. I can only think it's used to hold or backtrack or, you know, give way to other aircraft taxiing. I don't know, but I've never seen it done like that, so it's pretty interesting. Let's have a little look-ski. Some more hangars here. Now, this is where kind of the detail of the modeling and the textures get better. De-icing, maybe, yeah, it could be, Vincent. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any. It's definitely a good. Could very well be, to be honest. Usually with de-icing, there's, I don't know, there's maybe like they look like stands, don't they? But with it being Oslo and obviously with the climate here being the way it is, it's a good call. It could very well be for de-icing. You know, on the more blustery days, the aircraft could already be getting iced up by the time they get to the runway, and they might have to divert onto this taxiway and get a blast of de-ice and then back on the way. So yeah, do you know what? It could very well be. It could very well be, mate. But yeah, when you start getting into the center of this particular scenery, things start getting a bit more detailed, and you know, the hangars start to you know, modeled a bit more thoroughly, in a bit more in depth. This looks possibly a bit more like de-icing here. This also could be something to do with military as well, actually. One day I'll have to go to Alderhay and see the helicopters from land. Yeah, yeah. When you get a few in the day, mate, it gets loud over here. Tom's like, I don't think this is de-icing place. That it could be a massive bottleneck for sure, though. I mean, this part here is either military or this is actually de-ice. This part here. This just looks a bit more military, though, to me. Has Oslo got a military presence at their airport? Let's have a little look. Maybe text a sign saying de-ice. It says like Gardermoen Fly Station. I think this could be military, but on the Google Maps there's absolutely nothing to indicate there's no military aircraft there or anything. Also, it looks like on Google Maps some of the ground markings over on that kind of taxiway there might be a couple missing. On Google Maps you can see a few more lines and stuff, but interesting. Interesting. Let's carry on, guys, because obviously the space in the middle of the airport is absolutely massive. Now that I look at the first place, it's a bit more looks like it could be maybe for government aircraft. Could very well be. This, I think, I don't know if this is the bit where the animated trains come in. I think it is. The only issue it is, yeah. The only issue I have with this part is that there is glitching through the train tracks. The train tracks are really nicely done, but yeah, there's glitching on the floor. But there is an animated train that does run, I think, mostly just in, not out, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame to see the ground here popping through. If you are watching, you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you enter the giveaway, you've got a bit more of a chance of winning. I do give subscribers a 2 times kind of multiplier, if you like. And obviously do like the stream for me. It does help the channel. The channel has just surpassed 5,000 subscribers now, which is bloody marvelous. But honestly, it's not the reason why I do this. I enjoy the hobby, and it's fun to do it. The animation on the train is very good as well. The model of the train is pretty nice as well. But the animation's really nice. Very smooth. I think it only goes in. I don't think you see it coming out. And then it just disappears into a black curtain. But pretty cool. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's carry on. Yeah, cheers, Mike. No worries, mate. I appreciate it. So this is pretty cool. I think this is a engine run-up bay, testing bay. It looks fantastic. It's massive. There's also this as well, custom modeled. Some kind of fuel tanks of some kind. But again, nicely modeled, custom. You know, it's nothing default there. Some more SAS branding, as you can imagine, at this airport. But then we've got this massive. I think this is an engine run-up bay, possibly. Could be de-ice, could be something else. Some ground textures coming in through there again. Not nice to see, but something that I'm sure the developer could easily fix. Again, guys, if it isn't anything to do with engine testing, let me know. But it certainly looks like, doesn't it? Usually the sides a bit bigger, a bit higher up, aren't they, on the engine testing? But this looks massive. You know, fully concrete built into the actual surrounding land side and stuff, the landscape. It's nicely modelled, really. Nice to see that. Let me just head over this way. I don't know if these are custom buildings over here. I don't think they are. I think they might just be auto-generated for the scenery. Yeah, they're auto-generated. Nothing major there. Landscape around here, though, is obviously gorgeous. It's really, really nice. What I'll try and do, guys, is obviously please do give me a tap on the shoulder and say don't forget the night lighting, because I am god awful when it comes to showcasing night lighting. I always forget. And possibly snow coverage as well. We'll definitely want to see how snow settles on the scenery, with it being Oslo. So over here you can actually see a bit more of an overview of the airport. We've been all the way around at this point nearly, so we'll make our way along and see if there's not much in terms of hangars like we had on the other side, but there is a littering of things like a radar site and what have you. Don't even ask me what those are, guys. I do apologize. I will learn some stuff, especially if I'm taking you around these airports. They actually look like like a binocular that you look through almost. I know they're not. I know they're not. Yeah, also leave the stream a like, please. As I say, I'm going live again tomorrow. I'm going to be showing you the. It was actually released last month. It's the Mount Isa scenery by Orbx. That one is from Rob Byrne, the indie developer, and I've seen a bit of it. And guys, definitely one of my favorite sort of general aviation. It's actually more of a regional airport. I think it does get 737 and A320s in. Oh, that's a shame. That is really floating, isn't it? Look at that. But apart from that, it's nicely modelled. You know what I mean? It's just a shame that it's there's so many elevation and sort of items floating in 2024. It's a bit of a shame to see it. But yeah, I'll be over in Australia tomorrow night, same time, when I get back from doing a bit of real life plane spotting. But yeah, it's definitely one of my. I won't be taking the Honda Jet again. I'll probably be taking the Ducky Edition Cessna 152 again, like I did on the last stream, the St. Simons Island stream. Bit more floating objects, yeah. Hopefully the developers see this, because there's a quite a fair few things floating in this scenery, mostly around the outside. I don't think I've seen anything on the inside near the terminal, kind of, you know, where the main action is. No, I'll probably take the 152 to Australia tomorrow and show you guys around that. I've got a copy to give away, and that. Sorry guys, I've got an itchy foot. Yeah, I've got a copy of that to give away. It looks. I've had a good look around it. I'll be honest. Usually, I try to keep my first impressions to what, you know, as it says, first impressions. But that little regional airport, the Mount Isa one, is very nicely done. Lovely interior to the hangars as well. It is and the surrounding scenery is gorgeous as well. Will you be taking a look at the winds? Yeah, so Paolo, yeah, I've just been saying, yeah, I will do my utmost, because as I say, I'm terrible at changing it over to night to have a look at the night textures. Oh, hang on, what's this? Interesting. Let's have a little look at that on Google Maps. What is that? It's a race. Oh, it's a raceway. It's like a drag strip. There's a massive amount of dirt tracks, and that looks like it's a drag strip. And then at the end here, you can actually see it in the satellite imagery, a small little, most likely a go-kart track there. But yeah, I thought that was another runway, I was going to say, from back in the day maybe or something. But yeah, if we zoom up a bit, you'll actually see there's quite a lot of bits going along around the airport, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I will be taking a look at the winter textures. I've just got to remind myself to do that, as well as the night lighting also as well. Again, sort of right back around, everything's quite sort of mirrored and parallel to each other. But what we'll do is we'll start moving over to the good stuff now. All these little bunkers as well. I don't know if these are sort of, maybe, I don't know. I'd have to look at the history. I should really do that a bit more, but I don't know if they're built for the airport or way back when they were something to do with the war. I don't know. That looks like it's something to do, like a custom building as well. Yeah, it definitely looks like, doesn't it? But yeah, this is where things start to get more built up, and the scenery really starts getting very detailed. The SAS technical hangar as well, really nicely done. Some SAS. That is a really, I'll be honest, an awful static model, because it's like when the Chinese build the Airbus knockoffs. I mean that with total respect, as you guys know. Obviously, China have those kind of, what are they called? Are they called like C? I can't remember what they're called. They're not the Suzuki jets. They're called like C60 something. But yeah, that's not a very good A3. Yeah, that's almost like when the A330 default A330 in the Sims got like the pointy nose. Sorry to sound so critical, guys, but yeah. I mean, compared to what we do see in other sceneries, you know, it's doesn't resemble an A3. Yeah, the C1, yeah, the C919, yeah. Thank you, Thompson, mate. Yeah, that's what I meant. But anyway, as you can see, guys, here's where things start to ramp up, and we get a lot more buildings, a lot more ground service equipment, and I think it goes in hand what I was saying with St. Simons. Even though St. Simons is tiny compared to this, I think the reason why we get such good performances because whether it's intentional or not, developers for these Orbx sceneries keep things detailed where it matters. So as you get towards the terminal, or where, you know, the majority of the action is, things get a lot more detailed. It might be intentional, it might just be resources, but I noticed that when you start getting closer to the, you know, the main apron, the terminal, whatever, things do get very detailed. There's a lot more things on the ground. There's more equipment, as you can see here. You know, we're starting to get actual custom car models. Custom buildings get a bit more definition to them. There's some sort of baggage trolleys and, you know, containers. We're getting a lot more in this space, and things get a lot more detailed, as you can see. Why do the A320neos have the old winglets? Yeah, well, exactly. I'm not too sure what that's all about, to be honest with you. It's not something I've seen before where someone's used a static model, but it's not. It could be something to do with copyright, but again, you know, these guys have got logos everywhere in the scenery, so I don't think it's anything to do with that. Not at all. Some flickering over on the terminal there, but as you can see, when we zoom in, it doesn't happen. Something to do with the, you know, LODs and level of distance. But I tell you what, everything along sort of the outside, you know, it's okay. We've got something floating here. What's this? A light. There's a light without a pole on it. Yeah. It's a UFO. It's a UFO. Anyway, what I want to do is, though, I just want to circle through, because we've got the hangars here. We also have some funnel stacks over here, and as you can imagine, guys, for me it really doesn't matter who I'm showing off. Okay, if I see a thing, I do my very best to show it. Especially with sceneries that are already out. If it's a pre-release and it's still a week away from release or a couple of days, then I always just say, listen, you know, this is a pre-release. It's in the stream description. This not being the case with Oslo, it's already out. So, yeah, even pre-release streams, I don't really hide. Someone can say, you know, that shouldn't, you know, don't worry about that. It'll be fixed. It might never get fixed. The smokestacks are really nice. The animations of the smoke is pretty nice. There's a lot of custom cars in the car park here. You know, it's a bit of copy and pasting, but what I do like to see here is the directions of the cars are all different. You know, they're not all facing one way. It doesn't sound like a big thing, but it you know, it can look a bit more natural. There's no animated trains here, but there is tracks and a station, which look fantastic, by the way. Hi from Montreal. Good to see you. Good to see you. Is it cold up in Canada? I want to say Canada. I'm sorry, guys. I always usually think I'm very good at geography, but I'm assuming it's pretty cold. Going to Montreal soon. Nice. Do you know what? I want to get over to that side of the world, States, Canada, especially Canada. I know we've come all the way round, all the way back to sort of where the Norwegian planes are, but we did miss out, or rather, I did miss out some of this. Sort of nondescript buildings. I say nondescript, what are they actually? That is a Circle K Gardermoen. That's a station. These look like there's no description for this square one here, but this is car service stations and petrol stations and stuff like that. And I just want to have a look at the actual Norwegian planes because they resembled a bit more of a Boeing, didn't they, than the A320s over there did. Let's have a little look. 7 degrees C. Yeah, so I mean, again, you know, this resembles a bit more of a 737-800, but the front is just a bit not fully Boeing, is it? It's all right. It's just, yeah. I know it sounds a bit particular and a bit nitpicky, but I'm not meaning to be like that. Also, there's no engines at all. Just as cold as Helsinki. Jeez. I'll be honest, I prefer the colder weather to the hotter weather. I don't do well in hot weather, to be very honest. Anyway, guys, this is where things start getting a bit more built up, and as you can see, there's the station there, the train station. Bit more glitching into the actual ground, unfortunately, but yeah, it's something that can be fixed, I assume. Was it that a sharklet from the beacon? I'm not too sure. I mean, it's. Oh yeah. What? I mean, surely this would disrupt airflow. That's one big giant beacon light. Mike, the giveaway is ready to go, mate. Don't worry, it is running. But again, we've still got another 45 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer till we do that. Because there's a lot to see here, guys. Things get a bit more. We have to go at more of a zigzag pace right now. I wish Microsoft Flight Simulator had trains. There is a couple of train add-ons that you can get, but it doesn't cover the world. This is what I'm saying, guys. I always say it, that X-Plane has just got, although the scenery and some of the visuals aren't there with that, I still think cloud atmospherics, I think the lighting, the road, the cars on the road and the trains, just miles better than what we've got over on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I will say that. But obviously it is still kind of behind in other ways. Really, X-Plane is only really behind with the scenery. It looks outdated at this point. Everything else, I'd say some of the trains aren't. I say some of the planes aren't modelled particularly nicely texture-wise. Even the payware stuff, it's not on the level of what we've got here. But again, default airports are well rendered, a lot better than Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you go to a default airport that hasn't got any sort of handcrafted buildings in X-Plane, it resembles the airport a hell of a lot better than what it does on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, guys. Yeah, so there's a couple of things here. We've got some hotels and things here, and this looks great. If you come down here into the station, this train doesn't move, but the station's been done really well. I think the lighting down here is really nice. If we have a little look, I'll show you. What's up with my toolbar? Do you know what, guys? I can't get into my toolbar. So I don't know how we're actually going to get the... Is the a A key binding to get into the weather. So again, there is an X-plane. You can do that in X-plane. I don't think there is. Tab apparently gets open your toolbar. No, it doesn't. It just opens the EFB. Don't lie to me. Right, okay, so we have a bit of an issue, folks, because I can't get into my... Oh, hang on, you can get into weather here, can't you? I'm sure you can. Can you get into weather here? I'm almost certain you can get into weather on here. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Thank God we've got it open. Here we go, guys. Look at the lighting in here. We just might not be able to get wind. We might not be able to get snow. That might be a thing. Very, very nice. Very nice. Perfect. And then we can head over to the, I think it's the Radisson, isn't it? Radisson Blue. Again, textures aren't particularly sort of, I'd say, up to date or what we've seen on others, but absolutely passable. Model of the Radisson Hotel's pretty nice. I do like the roadways here, the road network running around. Again, coaches and buses, also something that has been missed out in other sceneries. Not necessarily just Oslo in other sceneries, I just mean in other airports you'll find that landside is just completely empty. No people models. I have noticed there's no people models in the landside interior, which makes it look a bit dead, to be totally honest. But there is static models of passengers in departures. The car park is nicely filled with cars. It doesn't look quiet. It looks like, you know, there's things going on. There's cars parked almost diagonally as well. And the car models themselves are pretty nice. This is what I'm saying. The actual the road network around here, everything is immaculately done. The road textures and the markings and the barriers are all really nice. Until it gets to a certain point, really, and it kind of just goes back to the default roads. Some more hotels are here. Again, building quality is, for me, I'm going to say this was kind of Gaia Simulations level. Again, I'm only trying to compare, but I think it's similar to what you would see in the handcrafted airports we get. But still, again, really nice. And then the terminal building is what we've got to look at now. One of the nicest control tower models I've seen, honestly. One of the nicest ones. And the terminal as well. Look at this. All the antennas and fencing and, you know, anti-collision lights are all there. Again, similar texture work to the hotel. You can see some of it here has got a bit more. You'll see there's some kind of faked interior to it. You know, you can see the steps, and it's not eye-poppingly detailed, but it's nice enough. It's nice enough. To be honest, I don't mind if there is no people around. It's the least I'm watching out on the stands. Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, yeah, I know. I'm fully aware of that. I'm just trying to point out what others are doing and what this is. And yeah, I know some people are not bothered about interiors. Some people aren't bothered about static animated people and all that business. It's really what is down here on the stands. I fully understand that. I definitely respect that. Just so you know, in these live streams, I try and kind of point out everything, because some people do like a good static person or an interior and stuff like that. FS trains, Switzerland and Germany, good add-ons, but the trains, yeah. I mean, even the FS trains, you know, I'd say the animations aren't as smooth as kind of some of the stuff that is inbuilt into the sim. Outside services reach the void. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Again, the static people in here, they're all right. I don't know if they're animated. I don't think they are. But, you know, they're not high polygon sort of fellas. They're all, you know, simple enough. These, I think, are just good enough to where you can probably see them from the outside. It's quite a high control tower as well. But the interior is really nicely done. Computers, steps going down, the shadows and the lighting in here. The windows, they're all right. Not bad at all. You can tell there's a window there. But obviously the texture of the windows look a bit nicer from the outside. Again, just something to pick up on, but overall it's a very nicely modelled control tower. As you can see, there's fellas up there doing the controlling, and they look absolutely fine from that sort of, you know, that sort of range. Let's dive in, guys. Maybe start from one end. We've got some flickering over here on the terminal buildings, but as you can see, there's some people in there on the stands. The actual stands themselves, the jet bridges and stuff, they look fantastic in my opinion. You've got a really nice mixture of them. You've got some different ones over here, and then over on the other piers, they're completely different as well. But as you can see, the like I said before, the quality of things starts to get a lot more substantial here. I'd be interested to see if there's any collision on these. You can't go through the door, but it'd be interesting to see if there's collision. I will grab the Phoenix towards the end of the stream and kind of have a little look and see how well the various jet bridges connect up. I don't know if this again is a sort of an upgraded side of things, because I don't think this end has got any. It's got no interior. No, this hasn't got any interior to it. But it has further down there, so we'll have a little look through in a second. The jet bridges are some of the nicest I've seen. They're really nicely done. I'm going to say there's no collision on them, but again, we'll test that. If anyone caught my Key West live stream, you'll know that the jet bridges, you could fully walk across them in walking mode and actually walk straight onto the Phoenix. It was pretty cool to see that you could do that. Again, something that you'll probably never do, but it's there and it works really well. Right, let's have a little look down. I'm assuming some of these are for the A380 and some of the bigger aircraft, the wide bodies. I will test those out though. I don't have the Null tool installed, unfortunately, but I'm assuming it works absolutely fine. Let's have a little look inside the terminal. This gate look identical to C39 in Copenhagen. Nice. So here is the interior. Again, guys, if you've got the Oslo scenery in 2020, do let me know how much of the interior is in there, if any, because I was under the impression the interior was there in 2020, but I don't know if it had this much interior, because there's quite a lot. some animated screens. The screens look fantastic as well, by the way. You can see all the sort of kind of little dots and stuff of the, you know, the massive LED screen. Some people waiting at the gates, some static models. These are kind of the models you get to see in most sceneries now. I know some developers like to animate these models and have them walking up and down, which again looks great if you're sitting at the gate with your aircraft and you can see passengers going up and down the terminal. It does add to the immersion, I must admit. And what I will do, guys, is I'll just turn on the debug menu for yourselves, just so you can see the performance I'm getting. I haven't got DLSS turned on. I'm still using TAA. Please also let me know, guys. I want your opinion on this. Should I use DLSS quality mode now? I'm running a 4070 Ti Super. Does the quality of TAA and DLSS, are they much different? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to see if it's worth it just to get a bit more performance. Am I going to see things a bit more jaggedy in DLSS, or is it going to blur things a bit too much? I don't know. When I change it over to have a look, I don't really see much. I need to know if you guys think using DLSS is the way forward. I still use TAA. But I've left the debug menu open for you guys to see. I am running everything on pretty much Ultra. I think I use the Ultra preset in the settings and then just turn off the ground vehicles and aircraft and stuff. Bit of flicker in there, but again, flickering through. If you get flicker on 2024 and there's windows in front of windows in front of windows, you're going to get some flicker, and I don't think any developer can do anything about that. That looks like Jacksepticeye. a tiny bit. I think the new beta DLSS is quite good, not too much blur. Using DLSS, I get low latency and high FPS, like plus 15. Nice. I think that was DLSS 4.5 or something. In VR, 100%. Yes, I definitely use it in VR, mate. There's absolutely no way I can use TAA. DLSS super clear for me. I use it in PMDG737 mostly. Instruments and screens are sharp, nice. The ghosting is there, but it's way better as it was before. So basically, you know, they're moving in the right direction. But what I'm mainly saying is the anti-aliasing around kind of objects, like, you know, looking up at roofs and around the edges of aircraft. If I use TAA, will it look much different? I mean, obviously we can do it now just to, you know, for the sake of it. Let's just go into quality mode there. I'll leave frame generation off. And, you know, right now, guys, I mean, there's not much in the way of visually. I can't really see much. If I start looking, maybe I can. But in terms of frames, I'm not really seeing much of it. I'm pretty sure I'm using presets M as well. I've changed it in the NVIDIA app. Maybe I should use DLSS Swapper and see if there's any difference there. But yeah. Good timing tomorrow for 4 belugas. Oh, mate, if we're still there when the beluga comes over, I hope so, because I haven't seen the beluga go over Liverpool Airport while I've been there spotting. I only ever catch it over my house, you know what I mean? So that'd be nice if we saw some belugas coming in over and using, obviously, the closer end of the runway. That'd be quite nice. Lonar, look, though, they'll be going over the other way and landing sort of, you know, Wales end rather than north. Anyway, guys, let's carry on having a look at this airport. There's some more unique objects in here. This is where the kind of the T shape of Oslo's terminal comes into play. It looks nice. It's definitely not the most sharpest and most detailed interior to an airport we've seen, but it's nice enough, you know. The baggage belts are here. There's no workers. There's nothing going on. It looks quite quiet, you know what I mean? But if you consider that we're up on 60, running ultra settings on a 4070 Ti Super, that is probably why we've not got any people going about their business. Whether that's a downside for you guys, it's not for me. That the interior looks quite nice. Again, there's a lot of 2D sort of textures going on here to kind of mimic the inside of these offices and shops. Again, that's absolutely fine. It really does help the performance. All the check-in screens, there's no airlines being shown, but again, you know, it's all quite nice. The Galaxy Note 10 is definitely outdated. This probably is when the scenery first came out on 2020. If Oslo have still got that banner up, then yeah, they need a quick word with the advertisement agency. It's not bad. It's also not the most detailed we've seen, you know, compared to what we're getting nowadays. Indie builds, Hong Kong, for example, and the MK Studios, Dreamflight Studios, they do a really fantastic interior to a scene. But again, listen, most of us are still not bothered about these interiors, and that's absolutely fine. I think, again, if you start going down the piers, you'll see some people sitting there, and I think that just helps the immersion of being on the stand at the airports. Go back to TNA, check the latency and the FPS difference. It's way better using... Okay. I mean, yeah, so Gusta, you can actually see everything's green here, and we are flickering green here. We're not getting any reds or oranges, so yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah, so you can start seeing a bit more orange, and sometimes even some reds flicker on there. So yeah, totally get that, mate. We're probably also getting less stutters as well. What's the most detailed airport I've ever been at? Oh god, mate. I mean, most recently, Builds Hong Kong has got one hell of an interior to it. But then there's other sort of there's developers, mate, that Vincent. There's developers that kind of go under the radar. I absolutely mean that pun. But there's developers who go under the radar because they haven't got the, you know, the development team, as in the massive development team or name like Builds, MK Studios, Aerosoft. There's guys who are doing sceneries that, like RW Profiles, Newcastle Airport. The interior to that is incredible, absolutely insane. Dreamflight Studios, I mean, they're well known enough, but their interiors are very, very, very detailed. Not just detailed, but sharp, and the textures and everything is just modeled to perfection. The most recent one I've been in that's really detailed is definitely Hong Kong. Builds Hong Kong is just, yeah. You can go back and have a look at me live stream after this, mate. You don't have to watch the full 2.5 hours, but definitely go and have a little quick flick through and have a look at what the guys have done there, because yeah, it's pretty nice. That kind of pier here hasn't got any interior, but we'll have a look before we go down the main pier. Let's just have a little look at this and see if we've got any interior to this. Yeah, there's a basic interior to it. This also might be being added into the scenery. Maybe it was a newer sort of an extension. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, let's go back to the center, because oh, this is quite nice. Look at this. Hey, this is really nice. Look at this. Again, no people models, but I tell you what, the apart from the sort of the floor and stuff, it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I mean, Vincent, I didn't really answer the question really, but I don't know, mate. It's hard to say because the there's some interiors and some airports are just so detailed, and then another one will come along, and then it's it rivals that one. And if I say one, then I'll be like, yeah, but there's also that one over there, and that's really detailed. Not too sure what's happening there. It's pretty nice, all the sort of the glass and the metal, and it's very nicely done, I must admit. Look at this. Honest question. When flying, how often you guys go into interior while setting up for the flight? I'd rather have awesome runway and textures and gateway and great performance than eye-catchy. Mate, I mean, listen, I'm here. The reason why I go, I know you're not questioning that. I'm just saying the reason why I look around these airports every little bit I can do, within reason. Because, like you've just said in that question there is people who do go and explore the airports. There's people, obviously, who make videos that are more cinematic in the airport interiors and like to have these really in-depth interiors. But I totally respect yourself, mate, because I tell you what, let's have a little look. We'll get the Phoenix in a minute. I'll try and do it. A little bit of flicker in there, but if we look at this from the flight deck, this looks good. You've got your people, you've got your visible interior, everything from the land side and stuff like that, and everything from sort of behind them doesn't really need to be modelled. That's fine. But you are right. I think when this is a flight simulator, after all, if you've got the really detailed jetways, the bridges, the stands. Look at this. I mean, again, I haven't been to this particular stand at Oslo. I've never been to Oslo at all anyway. But the grids, the markings on the floor, all nicely done. Do they match exactly what's there? I have not got a clue, my friend. Google Maps might show it. Possibly. From what I can see on Google Maps, it zoomed into a nice amount of detail almost. What I would say is the red markings, even these ones here, the white markings, these ones here, absolutely spot on by the looks of it. That's all I can really compare. But it's not just you. There's loads of people who would rather take a really detailed taxiway, a runway, just this area, the jetway and the front of the terminal. For me, as long as the developer can implement all this without impacting performance, then fair enough, do it. I've said this a lot of times, Gusta. I've said it many times. More developers need to give us a way to disable interior. Give us the interior for people who want it. Have a little toggle in the manager app or somewhere to say, I don't want the interior, that's fine. I'd rather take a bit more FPS. What I will say is developers have got a lot better now. I would say about a year or two ago, if you were implementing an interior to an airport, performance would absolutely die. There was no point in making something this detailed in an airport scenery. But now, when developers add this sort of detail, performance is usually good. But then there's also developers who are allowing you to turn off the scenery, the interior, which is great because it gives you the option. If you want the airport interior, that's great. If you don't want it, the option's there. You can just turn it off and get on with it. I'm all for that option. I think more developers need to jump on that. I don't think I'd feel safe coming out of this particular doorway with no guardrails or anything. But again, this is very basic. Everything's a bit more 2D there, but it's a lovely modelled terminal. You know, some developers, some in sceneries that you can get, this shop would be fully modeled. All the individual bottles and crisp packets would all be modeled. Fair enough. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, let's do that. Haven't traveled so much in real life. I like to almost remember these places I've been to and interiors. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. I think the developer that makes another airports, yes, Jevietsky Design. Again, that's another person who does wonderful interiors, wonderful airports. His hangars are they're so detailed, the interiors to the hangars he implements. Jevietsky also does have an option to turn off a lot of things, static planes, cars, people, and the interiors more recently, which is fantastic. Good to see, and I think if all developers jump on that, people will be happy. Again, I don't know whether this is any more detailed or any better than Aerosoft, or I think it's AG Sim that does the other one. It's very, do you know what? It looks lovely. You know, there's far less animated things going on, but this, I would say, definitely it looks better from the outside. The interior is done to a level where if you look at it from the outside, it really does shine. One example of that is if you, let me just try and show you what I mean. If you kind of look at the camera here, look at the modeling of the actual airport. It's still lovely, don't get me wrong, but if you get the lighting, oh, we can't even get the lighting right, can we? We could probably move it in here. Let's have a little look. So if you get the lighting just there, maybe, you can see it leaking into the windows, and you can see all that modelled interior. You can see people looking out of it. So the interior is done to a nice level where it looks really nice from the outside. It looks great inside, don't get me wrong, but when you look at from outside, you know, from inside your flight deck there, you know, that's the nice view you get, and you can zoom in and still get loads of detail. You can see the passengers waiting for the aircraft there as well. How much does this one cost? Yeah. So Thompson, really appreciate it, mate. That's exactly the pricing, but it's just make sure that you don't have it for 2020 already, because if this is in your Orbx library and you've bought it at some point for 2020, this is a free upgrade. So again, if people do want to enter the giveaway, do not do it if you've already got this for 2020, because there's absolutely no point. There's no point, because you've already got it. It's a free upgrade. I am still trying to find exactly what has been updated. It's quite hard to find out. There is obviously a features page on the product page, but there doesn't seem to be a definitive, this is exactly what has been added to this. Even on some of the news pages that have obviously put some of the updates out for it. What I want to do now, I prefer the Aerosoft one, but this is quite good as well. Again, this is one of those airports that's got so many different options. You've got three paywares now for 2024, and you've got, I think, 2 or 3 freewares, possibly just the one's really nice, but you know, you can't go wrong with this one. You've got so many different options. One thing I mentioned before, guys, was the animated ground thing, traffic. Now, as you can see, the carts and the buses and you know baggage trolleys, if you like, are all custom modeled to the authentic ones to the airport. Now, when they said animated ground vehicles, I don't think they meant they go around the airport, because I certainly can't get things to move. Now, what I will do is have a look on Orbx quickly, because Orbx does also have things you can turn off and on in the Orbx Central software. Usually it's turned on by default, but I'd just like to see whether this has got any toggles in there, because some of the Orbx airports, not just Orbx, but all of their first party partners and, you know, other developers who sell from Orbx. Let's have a little look, because I must admit, I'm pretty sure I double checked. No, there doesn't seem to be any configuration button. There is a visible configuration button on the screen, so there's nothing there. Yeah, one of the freeways is really good. I think I saw the EVOR somewhere on the top of the parking lot. No, I think they were just. It does look like a VOR. Is it a VOR? I think it's just part of the car park, to be honest. I think it's just the way the cars go down and kind of, you know, spiral down. But it does look like a VOR. It really does. The Airsoft version has cars driving around. Yeah, it does. I mean, most of their airports do. Their Brussels one is still one of my favourite airports. It feels so alive. Again, MK Studios Rome version 2 has got that as well. But I can't see anything driving around, to be totally honest. Which I don't know why it says on the feature list. It says animated traffic, pushback buses and service vehicles. Now, the only thing I can imagine is that the custom modeled vehicles, like the buses and the carts and the pushback carts, are the ones that are used when you use the default way of, not GSX basically, because obviously that is all custom. But that's all I can imagine, because I'm seeing absolutely nothing driving around or anything at all. Let me just fix that, because my thing's gone wrong there. Did you say you did a review of? I don't see it on your channel. It's not a video, mate. It's a live stream. Again, live streams, I know they last a bit longer. I'd like to be able to do reviews, but I honestly don't have enough time to record like an actual on-demand video and get it edited as much as I like to. You could skip through the kind of live stream, mate. But if you go into the live stream section, you'll see Hong Kong there. You can have a little look through for sure. But yeah, it's on there, mate. It is definitely on there. I make all my live streams available to watch afterwards, regardless if they're 2 hours. Some people like to sit there for 2 hours and watch. But yeah, guys, I don't see any animated ground vehicles with this one, so I can only imagine it's what's used for when you're, you know, preparing your aircraft. Now let's have a little look. I'm gonna put, because I know we're getting sort of towards the end of the stream now. I'm going to try. Do you know, I can't even get. Is there a way of getting snow? I hope there is. I don't think there is on here, which is a bit of a shame. I can't get my my toolbar to enable for some reason. I don't know if you guys know if there's a way of getting snow. Hang on. No. I do want to auto hide it. What I might be able to do is go back to. Yeah, okay. We get a bit of snow here, guys, so I apologize that it's not a lot of snow. Here we go, bit more for you. And obviously, the fact that it's Oslo, we can't really see much. Let's. Here we go. So this is the snow coverage. What if you go to the escape menu and then back? Possibly, but I have since quitted No, I've hid the toolbar as well with the little mod from flightsim.co that hides the bar unless you put your mouse up here. So something's gone wrong somewhere along the line. This is snow coverage anyway, so you guys can see it. Some snow on the roof there. Flight Sim still, for some reason, has snow and rain coming through roofs and hangars and stuff, so there's some snow down there where there probably shouldn't be, but it is what it is. It's not bad. We've got coverage on the buildings and kind of on the side, you know. Not bad at all. Alex, good to see you. Say thanks for watching. Say thanks for seeing. Alex, good to see you, mate. Alex, as well as Playing Spot and Mike, good friends of the channel. All you guys are friends of the channel, but obviously, those guys are obviously my moderators who help out when possible. Obviously, I've met the guys a few times in real life. You know, local spotters to Liverpool and Manchester, so it's always nice when we've got people who share similar interests, and you guys coming in and sharing a similar interest. I think it's lovely. I think as long as everyone gets along, and we can have our opinions and say what we like and we don't like, and that's absolutely fine. We don't have to agree. But it's when people take offense to people not agreeing and they're wrong, and that's it. I'm right, you're wrong, and we're going to get into an argument because I say, let's just, just get on with it. Get on with it. What was boss? Can't wait to see the part with Simmer Q. Yeah, 757 at Liverpool, yeah. The National Geographic one as well, because on Flight Radar it's only shown as the white and black tail, but it's actually the National Geographic one, which is fantastic. Right, guys, to end the stream, I want to just jump into the Phoenix and test some of these jet bridges, because I think some of you guys will appreciate seeing that and how it all works. Doesn't it go dark in the summer in Oslo? I know I'm aware that it there's days like that up in the sort of the northern hemisphere near to where things are colder, but I didn't realize the days are just completely. Sorry, I'm moving the wrong one. That's my fault. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm moving the wrong one. I'm moving the day, thinking, why isn't it going dark? There we go, guys. Oh, look at the lighting on here. Nice little beacon flash on there. Lovely stuff. I love the blue lights on the car park. Look at this. Yes. The terminal lighting is very, very nicely done, I must admit. Very impressed with that. I also actually like that the developer here has chosen to have some light on in the hotel and then some are off. That makes sense. Obviously, some people are going to have them on still, some people aren't. I don't judge what you're doing at night time at this hour of the day, but yeah, pretty nice to see that kind of variation on the lights. Also, as well, the train lights, they look pretty good. It almost looks like there's an interior in the train. Pretty nice. Yeah, pretty good. Great stream this evening, Brian. Thank you so much. Yes, like 6 hours, but seems more of a grey hue than actual light. Yeah. the interior lighting's very good. I think. I mean, okay, let's have a little look at this. So, control tower's nicely done. Taxiway and runway lighting is you know is what I'd expect. All the apron lights, the spotlights, and everything are nicely done. I would say the interior, unless this is what Oslo looks like, I would say there's a bit. It's a bit too orangey. It almost looks like there's no textures on the inside of the building. You know, if you have a little look in it, almost looks cartoony. Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say the very, very best. I think there's too much lights. I think it's making everything bloom out and making it look a bit too, well, blown out. I think the lighting inside is just a bit too bright. If I'm going to be totally honest, it's nice, but it's making all the textures look flat, like cartoon, if that makes any sense. I don't know if you guys can see that, but, you know, if you look at this interior in the daytime, it looks, you know, it's not, you know what I mean? It looks nice, but at night everything becomes sort of, that's all I will say. It's, again, yeah. Was this done by Orbx? This is an indie developer made, so I don't think Orbx are creating sceneries, if I'm going to be totally honest. In terms of like the team at Orbx, I don't think they are. I think they are handing the stuff off to indie developers. So this was what did I say? This was Finn Hansen and Jakob Lukaszewski, who's done this one. But yeah, I would say the interior lights are making everything a bit too blown out. That's my opinion. I don't know if you guys sort of get that too. It's making the kind of the wood textures and the interior textures look like, basically it's making it look like the objects have got no textures on them. They're just orange and white and almost look like it looks like a vector image. But again, you know, I'd say, although I haven't seen the Aerosoft ones, sometimes 100% better, one of the most. It had orange light effect when it was there, but you're right. There's like like a cartoony. Yeah, it looks like there's no. It looks like there's no glass when at night at all. That Alex, that's exactly it, mate. Yeah, I think you've got it spot on. You can see the edges of where the glass is, but if you go back and look at the Hong Kong stream, just as an example, you know, you can see the glass. It's different on the jetways. Look at the jetways. The jetways are fantastic. The jetways are done how they should be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. I think it just the interior just makes the lighting in the interior just blows out the objects in there. And obviously this little sort of extension almost has just got some, I hate seeing textures like this at night. It's just a light box. It's just an orange light box, and it looks awful, especially on 2024 now. It's how the default buildings look. It's a shame because look at the lighting on the jetways. They look fantastic. But overall, I think it's a nicely modelled scenery. We've got Aerosoft. I think we've got an AG Sim version. I think it's AG Sim. I'm just gonna have a sip of what have I got in here. Pepsi, I think. You know, and we've got some freeware versions of Oslo as well. Right, guys. Let's grab the. I need to scroll through here very fast. You know what, guys? I need to. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I cannot let you see what is in the aircraft list because it's very close to where I need to be. And if you see it, I'll get in trouble. Do you know what? I don't know if you'll get in trouble. This version looks... Yeah, I mean, you don't need to be sorry, mate. As I say, as long as everyone's reasonable and constructive about it, there's a difference between saying it looks bad and then completely, you know, for example, saying, oh God, look at the state of this compared to Aerosoft. You know, you're saying, listen, Aerosoft looks better. That's absolutely fine. That's exactly what we want to hear. It is what it is. But thank you. You know, I'm glad you've let me know, because obviously I don't have the Aerosoft one. Yeah, I can't show you what's in that aircraft list, even though. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't. Let's get one of the Phoenix. I like the Aer Lingus Retro. I don't know if Aer Lingus go to Oslo. I'm pretty sure they probably do, but let's have a little look, and see. Have a little investigation and see, because we'll have to quickly do this, because I want to get I want to get you guys, I want to give one of you guys a copy, don't I? So I've got one to give away. Don't enter the giveaway if you have this for 2020, because it's a free update, so only enter this if you have not got this in your scenery, because there's absolutely no reason why you would want to enter if you've got this already, because you've already got it. It's a free update. What I will say is tomorrow I've got another Orbx, well, another Orbx published scenery, Mount Isa. I can already tell you it's become kind of one of my favorite regional airports. It's in Australia, very well made, absolutely love it. It's really cool. Although, do you know what? Let's have a little... What's going on? Oh. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. What's going on? Okay, fair enough. I've got no mouse on screen. Why are you being like this to me? Stop it. Right. Oh, okay. There we go. It's got no collision. There you go. No, I think it just got stuck in one, like a collision with the actual model. I don't think there was anything. I don't think it was a freeze. I think it was just because everything was still on screen. Developer mode was showing up. Nothing froze. Do you know what? I really hate that I don't fly these Airbuses, because look at the detail in the Phoenix. Oh man. Oh. But yeah, there's no collision. So you can't walk on the jetways. There's a bit of a gap there. Let's have a little look. I can't even go into drop. Wait, what? Sit down, sit down. I always get that warning with Phoenix, guys, so don't worry. Yeah, so it is kind of glitching through the shell of the plane. Not bad though, not bad. Me reverse thrusters are out there. Don't know why that is. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, so the pushback tug, here we go, guys. So we were talking about the reason why we want to do this is see if the push, you know, the pushback tug and the other ground service vehicles are actually the custom ones. that it says it is. Can we still get it to do the pushback without anything on here? Because I can't get the toolbar to go open. That's the only issue we've got. Yeah, we might be able to. Or not. Okay, yeah. So it is the custom tug. It is the custom tug. Okay, right. That makes sense. Do you reckon Innie will give us any this century? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Let's see if we can get any of the stairs to go. Okay, so they're just generic stairs, I think. Can we get any of the... We don't think we can get any of the catering trucks or anything. That's the only problem. This was the reason for doing this, chaps, by the way. I just wanted to make sure that it's the animated ones, you know, that are... sorry, the custom ones that are part of the scenery, after all. Like, obviously, it says on the page to buy this that there's animated traffic, pushback buses and service vehicles. So, last thing I want to do before we get a copy to one of you guys is to put it on a remote stand and see whether we can... I don't know if we're able to do this because... I can't load passengers without the toolbar, I don't think. And I haven't got GSX installed. When I was clearing out my community folder, I didn't put GSX back in because honestly I don't use it enough. That's the reason. But it looks like it does. It looks like the animated pushback was used. The animated custom pushback vehicle was used. So I would say, if any of the Orbx are listening, animated traffic on the product page, I would probably try and be a bit more specific with that, because it's not... The animated vehicles don't actually drive around the airport like, you know, MK Studios or Aerosoft ones do. So you're not going to get... you know, just obviously the ground savers equipment just making its way around the airport and making it feel a bit more alive. It doesn't do that. It's quite nice. You know, there's a lot of authentic Oslo branded vehicles and trucks and whatever around the stands and stuff. That's great. But it's technically not really animated. It's not in the way that you're implying, in my opinion. Not a bad thing. I would just be a bit more specific, because it does sound like they are moving in and around the airport, and they don't actually do that. Have you seen the Aerosoft A340? Caught a few of the guys. I think British Av Geek and Flight Deck to Flight Sim, or you know, flight. You know what I mean. He was flying it. It looks all right. I don't fly airliners, you know, at all. But yeah, it looks like the partnership between Aerosoft and Tullus, you know, did actually work for them. I saw a couple of people in the chat, just not my opinion, this is what I saw in the chat, but a couple of people saying that the actual texturing isn't amazing on the aircraft, but obviously it's all about the system. So, but you know, for briefly what I saw, it looks like they've done a bloody good job on it, and I think that the partnership, that Tullus doing the systems and Aerosoft doing the sounds and the modelling did pay off. It looks better than the other one. Yeah, mate, I don't know. Any comparison between this and the other Oslo? Not from me, unfortunately, mate. A couple of guys have said that the Aerosoft one is better. I'm sure someone will make a better texture pack for it, like you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, people do, don't they? The cockpits will end up getting a nice little overhaul by someone. But again, it's not always about how crisp the cockpits are. Obviously, Phoenix do well in all accounts, and I can say that without actually flying a lot of it. Right, guys, so here we go. Giveaway time. All you need to do is start typing away in the chat. Don't be silly about it. You just, you know, you want to be part of the giveaway. With that being the case, start typing away in the chat. Remember, guys, this is PC only. Technically, this is for 2024. I wouldn't bother entering this giveaway if you have it for 2020, because you already have it. It's a free upgrade. There's absolutely no point in you entering the giveaway if you've already got it for 2020, so please keep that in mind. You need an Orbx account, and if you do win, I need you to put your email into your YouTube profile, because that's how I will be contacting you. Okay. Remember, guys, I live stream quite regularly. I try to do, you know, the biggest releases I can. I do go back and look at ones that, you know, I might have missed a month or two ago. Tomorrow I'm looking at another Orbx one from Rob Byrne, the indie developer. He's made Mount Isa in Australia, and I tell you what, it's one of my new favorite regionals. You can get some 737s and A320s in there. It's modeled and textured really nicely. There's a lot of detail in it. I will be live again tomorrow, 7:30. Thompson, get rid of the check mark on me. Okay, no worries, mate. That's not a problem. I don't know if it reactivates though. Where are you? On here, mate. I don't know if I can remove you. I don't know if you're active again if you chat though. That's the only problem. Yeah, so back again 7:30 tomorrow, and after that I don't know when I will be live. I will be live, but there won't be any new videos for about 2 weeks, because I am working on something for someone else, a video, a trailer. So keep an eye for that one. That's going to be quite special. That. But yeah, guys, thank you as always for coming in and being part of the live stream. If you're rewatching this, obviously, please let me know all you can about Aerosoft's version or the other version or the freeware version. And again, guys, please do consider subscribing. Go into my Discord and social media links are linked in the description, the stream description. Please do consider doing that. And again, if you have subscribed to the channel to enter a giveaway, because obviously, and to support the channel, please do stay subscribed, because I do giveaways a lot, as often as possible. Okay, and sometimes there might not be a video you like up this time, but you might like another one. You might see something else that you like on the channel. Right, you can remove me, Brian. Yeah, I mean, I know I can, mate, because if you win it, there's absolutely no point. Right, guys, so right now I've got Ape, I've got Debarcus, I've got Fyong, I've got Alex on there, Andrew, SimiQ, Rodessa, Get Outdoors, Simflight Immersion, I've got you in there, Paolo, Storm Horgen, Vincent, I've got you in there. The guys that I haven't got in here is Gusta, Thompson, you don't want to be in there, Mr. Hello, Thorda Sigerson, I haven't got you. Mickey, Bear X, I haven't got you. Z, and they're the guys I haven't got. But But yeah, guys, anyone else that wants to come in who hasn't got in the chat, just re-enroll if you already own a Windsor. I mean, yeah, we can do that as well. That's not a problem. Anyone else wants to come in, I'll give you another minute up until the past, and then I will announce, and then I will get off, and I'll see you tomorrow. Obviously, Planespot and Mike and anyone else in the chat who's going to be in Liverpool in real life tomorrow to see the 757 depart, I'll see you tomorrow. But guys, again, like, I am going live tomorrow again for another airport, not as big as this, so there will be a flight to that airport, and we'll do some flying at the start of the stream, and we'll try our best to land in there as well. Aerosoft Oslo is top 3 scenery in the game, so check that out. It is beautiful. I will, mate. I'll do my best to have a little look at that. Definitely. It will be nice to go and have a little look at it anyway, because obviously I've seen this one now. So yeah. Last entries, guys. Bufyong, I will do that, mate. I definitely had something I want to go and check out. Get that one installed and have a little look at it. Even try and do a little comparison video. I have so much to do, guys. It is hard. I can see these little ideas coming through and seeing these different airports. I always want to try and do comparisons, but it isn't that easy at the minute, unfortunately. But yeah. Good luck to everyone. I got a few more entries in there. Gusta, you're not in there. Mickey, Bear, XZ. Thompson, you're not in there, but you don't want to be in there, so that's not a problem. Right, guys, I'm gonna draw this now. Good luck to everyone. Fyong, there we go, mate. I don't know if I mean, you've just been saying Aerosoft is. That wasn't rigged at all. I am going to ask the question though. Do you want this version with? I don't know if you must have the Aerosoft version. Do let me know if you want this version. Just re-roll. Haha, I have the Aerosoft. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to take you off there. Sorry. Removed. Right, okay, guys. Vincent. There you go. It's Vincent, that one. Vincent, do you want it, mate? Please someone take it. Aerosoft is better. I mean, guys, listen, I don't mind you saying Aerosoft is better. I've got no kind of affiliation to different things. You know, I obviously have Any Builds and Orbx and a few other people on my sort of live stream banner and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean I am you know, down as sort of official person to these people. If people want to have the Aerosoft one, stuff like that, absolutely. Vincent, very well done, mate. Now let me just go onto your channel, because I need... You haven't got an email on your channel, and I do need an email on your channel, mate. Can you add your email, the one that I can contact you on, in your channel, please? Yeah, I mean, again, you know, there's a few different versions. There's a freeware one. There's another one. I think AG Sim. I think there's the Aerosoft one, and then there's obviously Orbx. So, you know, you can't go wrong. But yeah, obviously there's going to be one or two that are always, you know, on a bit, the standard just a bit higher. Where do I send email? Put your email into your actual YouTube page, mate. You don't need to keep it on there. I just need to grab it now off you. So just add it into your YouTube page, because you have got a YouTube page there. You know, it is there, so just add your email onto your channel description, just so I can get it into an email for you, mate, and I can get all that sent over. You will need an Orbx account as well, mate. You will need an Orbx account, but it's all free to set up. So if you don't have an Orbx account, get that set up for yourself, because you will need one. You'll need one to basically, so Orbx can give you the scenery. Who is going to hack me? No one's going to hack you, mate. I just need your email. As I say, once I've got it, you can take it straight off. Just let me know when you've put it in there. Oh, right, it's there. Okay. I think you put an extra at in there. I'm not going to say the email out, mate, but I've got, is it Vincent and then at gmail.com, yeah? I want Hong Kong guinea bills. Fyong, it's absolutely amazing, mate. Vincent, I have one, thanks. No, I've got it there, mate. I think I've got your email. Just need to make sure it's the correct email. It's your first name and then something, and then at gmail.com. Is that correct, mate? Because at the start, you've put it at the start. Yeah, sound? Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'll get you an email over in the next 10 minutes or so. I just need you to set an Orbx account up if you haven't already done that, mate. So if you haven't, go off and set up an Orbx account. If you've already got an Orbx account, mate, is that the email that it's set up as? If it is, just say it is. If you got an Orbx account and your Orbx email that you use to sign into Orbx is the same one that you've just showed me, then if it is, then all good. I don't need to send you an email. I'll go and get Orbx to add that into your account if that's the case. That's all good, mate. That's all good if it is. Thanks, mate. I have an Orbx account. It is the same. It is there. So just confirm, mate. It is that email that I've just got is the one that you use to Orbx. If it is, confirm it, and I don't need to go and do multiple emails. I'll just send Orbx that email, and they will put it in. Okay, I'll email you, mate. Okay, I'll email, mate. You need to go and check it for me, but I'll email you first. I don't want them putting the airport into some random people's account. So don't worry, mate. I'll send you an email and you can double check, and then we can take it from there. So do look out for an email from me. Everyone else, absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed the live stream tonight. I enjoy every live stream. It's great to see everyone in the live chat getting involved. Tomorrow, again, nothing as big as Oslo, but we're over in Australia. We're taking a look at Orbx's Mount Isa or Mount Isa. It's from the indie developer Rob Byrne. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I've had a look around it. Well made, so well done. Great place to fly as well. I need to look at it, Alex. I need to look at it. I'm gonna have a little quick look, and I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on it to have a look at it ASAP, because there's a couple of comparisons I need to do. One comparison I need to do, thanks to Aerodessa, is the Las Vegas one. So Flight Hampers Vegas versus Glide Slope Pros Vegas. I obviously need to do a comparison Aerosoft between Orbx. But yeah, no guys, no need to thank me. Thank you, because without you guys, I'd just be sitting here talking to no one. But I will be honest, guys, I'd still live stream, because it is truly, I mean this, it's a bit of a cliche and people might say it. I don't do it for the views. It's nice to see the channels expand, and we've gone past 5,000 views. The views are going up and stuff, and I'm getting more opportunities to work with people. It's all fantastic, but I do it because I enjoy aviation and flight simulation. The two go hand in hand. I've met some incredible people as well. You're all fantastic, and as I say, the more and more people I meet, I get opportunities, and hopefully next year I can go to some of the conventions and stuff. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to get off now because I actually have to go and get settled. I want to get up nice and early, get over to Liverpool Airport, hopefully see the 7570 depart, get back home, have some food, and then come back and live stream tomorrow again for yous. And then it's work for the next 2 weeks, so I can make something again for you guys to look at. Yeah, thanks, guys. What time is it going out? I think between 1 or 2, Alex, mate. Yeah, 1 or 2 o'clock, mate, tomorrow. But yeah, cheers, guys. I will see you again tomorrow, so it is very soon.